It is a tale as old as time, a story which takes on new shadings with every retelling. Its written origins can be traced back to 2nd century Greece, to the myth of Cupid and Psyche. Across the years, the tale would gain in popularity, taking on new form in story, drama, and pantomime. Over 250 adaptations in all. In cultures from countries as diverse as England, Norway, Germany, India, and Russia can be found this tale of a Beauty and her Beast. In 1946, the story made an appearance in an all-new medium when acclaimed French director Jean Cocteau produced his now famous film. Then, in November of 1991, the Walt Disney Studios gave the world their own classic retelling.
Tale as old as time.
This was not the first time that the Disney Studios had expressed an interest in this famous tale. The origins of this movie go back over 40 years, but the fact that the story was essentially dramatic in nature, with very little humor and less scope for music, presented a seemingly insurmountable obstacle to the Disney animators: how to overcome the dark and brooding nature of the Beast's castle. In 1989, the long wait for a creative solution came to an end when producer and lyricist Howard Ashman suggested transforming the castle's enchanted objects into speaking, singing, three-dimensional characters. And the magic began. During the course of developing the film, other changes in the tale would be made, particularly in the character of Belle. No longer a shy, retiring beauty, this heroine is spirited, independent, and, as we can tell by her love of books, highly intellectual. But the Disney creative team wanted to ensure that this was not only Belle's story, but the Beast's. To artist Glenn Keane fell the job of animating the Beast himself. For inspiration, he sketched animals at the zoo, studied photos and sculptures, and even kept a stuffed boar's head in his studio. What the viewer sees on the screen is a beast with the mane of a lion, the brow of a gorilla, the bulk of a buffalo, and the tusks of a boar. With the two main characters in place, accompanied by a highly animated cast of inanimate objects, the story could truly soar. Add to the mix an Academy Award-winning score, and the film was poised to become a classic. It was also destined to take on new life in yet another medium, Walt Disney's World on Ice.
Beauty and the Beast.
Beauty and the Beast was the most popular animated feature that Walt Disney has ever done. So it was logical that this year, especially with the music winning the Academy Award, that we would take this and translate it to an ice show.
Beauty and the Beast is a total natural for ice, and to take the values that are in the movie and put it into production on the ice was extremely easy and didn't take much extension because the production values are right there in the movie.
The challenge for the show's creative team was to match the film's sense of magic and enchantment, character for character, scene for scene.
You've got to be true to the story, and you've got to make the characters that were done in pen and ink come to life. The first step was to find the right people, to cast it properly, to find the right Belle, the right Gaston. These people had to be in the image of what the animation was.
Then, the costume designers faced the challenge of creating outfits that not only looked like their film counterparts, but added an extra element of whimsy. And the director and choreographer were faced with the task of recreating live the film's exhilarating musical sequences. To illustrate Gaston's vision of the world revolving around him, the choreographer placed him at the center of a massive pinwheel. The budding relationship between Belle and the Beast is played out across the breadth and width of the ice. But perhaps the greatest challenge was recreating the film's show-stopping number, Be Our Guest.
That was a fantasy. All the plates, the silverware comes to life. So we had to do that in a little bit of a different way, and we have the skaters becoming the silverware and the place settings and the tables.
Be our guest.
At the heart of the production lies a very simple story. The same story that has captivated readers across the centuries. On its journey from myth to fairy tale to film to ice spectacular, the story may have undergone changes, but it has always remained true to that original tale of a beauty and her beast. A tale as old as time, enchanting audiences for all time to come.
Thank you.